This and all episodes of the podcast have been brought to you by our generous patrons over at Patreon, the DayZ podcast. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can support the show each week, then please click the link in the description down below to find out more information about Patreon, the DayZ podcast. Thank you for your support. And speaking of support, a big shout out to our $10 supporter, Scale Speeder Gaming. Check him out on YouTube, folks. He does some great content. And a huge thank you to our $25 supporter, Jake Snow. Your support means a lot. Thank you guys both so very much. And welcome to episode 49 of the DayZ podcast. Marks, how you doing, buddy? Back as always?
Good. Yeah, not too bad at all now. How are we all doing?
Not too bad, mate. And we are joined this week by, I believe you are our first female guest on the show, Helkhiana.
Oh, honored.
No, it's been fantastic to finally get you on, mate. How have you been?
Good. Pretty busy with work, streaming, making mods in the server. It's been getting to me this week. For like a couple of days, I've only had like 3 hours sleep every night.
Oh, it looks like you got a fan in chat. This crazy stalker weirdo guy, Namol Survivor. He's getting a bit hyped about the face cam. I'd watch out for that guy. I don't know whether he can be trusted, mate. Could have problems there.
Yeah, I like people know how I look like. I've posted pictures of myself, but I don't really do streams with the webcam on.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable without. But I said for tonight, I'll make an exception.
No, good on you, mate. Good on you. It's always good to actually see the face of the guest, but it's up to people whether they want to do it on the show or not. But yeah. So, mate, you are a bit of a unsung hero in the DayZ community. I think most people know your Much Stuff pack, but not a lot of people know all of the other stuff that you get involved in around behind the scenes. Do you want to fill everyone in on it?
I do try to help wherever I can, if people ask for help on stuff. I've also done the snowballs on a mask.
Yep.
Those were originally made in my own mod a year ago, with some help also from Samrak.
Yep.
And then when the mask was about to release, we were thinking, it would be the best place to put them in, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's so much snow.
You did the igloo too, didn't you?
Yes, and then that was like 3 days. In 3 days, I made the igloo and released that as well. It's just I kind of wanted it to be part of an mouse, but I didn't want to hinder Adam with more stuff to add there.
I'm just reading a comment there from Scales Peter. I think I need something on my stream deck that says cheeky fucker. He wants to turn my face cam off. But no, even Zombie Lee saying it there, you're unbelievably helpful to everyone. That's one of the things I'm loving about a lot of you modders is just how much you guys all help each other out. It's like this big hidden community from the mainstream players who don't know much about the modding, what you guys are like, yourself and Dab and Jacob and all the rest of the team, just always helping each other out and doing collabs and fixing code for each other, and it's awesome to see. It really is.
I always help, obviously, if I have time, or depends on the questions as well. Like, I get a lot of people when they're like, they think I'm a bitch because of the way I answer them, but it's just because the way they ask me about it.
Yeah.
Because I want to help people learn. I don't do the code for them all the time, right? I want them, if it's something that they can learn, I'm going to help them learn so they know next time what to do. Because they can't just keep coming back to me. I can't just help for the same thing over and over again, because there's so many people that want my help.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do try to help, like I did for Benny for DRL, that key card that you have to enter in the mountain. I fixed the hand animation, because before you were holding it like that, and now you hold it like that. So I gave him the code for that, how to get it fixed, and had to look at some other scripts for him and stuff.
Yep. Awesome, man.
Like, I
Awesome.
don't really need for stuff like that. I don't need like credit or anything. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, can I, take this code from you and I'll credit you?" And I'm like, "It's fine, just take it. As long as you told me that you want to
Yep.
use some of my code I made, perfectly fine with it."
Because I've got a link to your workshop, but I actually do love your workshop ID name, Red Dead Evil Eyes.
That's yeah, that's just my only. It's like my first Steam account.
Yeah.
It was pretty edgy, you know.
Yeah.
a long time ago. Yeah, and it's just kind of stuck.
It's not showing up for some reason. I'll have to just put the screen up. So we've got you've got your Namolsk Igloo mod, you've got your Willowglade Namolsk mod, your Namolsk Survival that you helped on, clothing inventory fix, trader
Yeah.
fixes and features you worked on, much car key expansion. Then you've got your Willowglade, a lot of stuff with your Willowglade server. So I saw you talking about your Willowglade server. I think it was on Twitter the other day, that it's a fairly small community, but you've got some really passionate people on your community, haven't you?
Yeah. So we have like quite a core number of people that have been loyal for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
To the server. There's been people, coming in and going. But I'm really enjoying when people new join and they see the stuff I've done.
Yep.
With the server. Like for example, when they see some of these special zombies we have in the woods, the Wendigos, they look very creepy and they're very strong, but there are usually one or two in a pack. So you can handle them, but they scare the shit out of people. I am trying to go for a very specific PvE experience, which doesn't always sit well, with everyone. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that want things more easy. I want them more hardcore, you know, to really fight for your survival. I'm still working on that balance.
Is
You
it
know,
hard though
it's not.
being a modding genius like yourself and running a community, because you find everyone expects you to make buddy every suggestion they have and all the rest of it?
Yeah, yeah. I've had to turn down a lot of stuff and a lot of mods that people want, and one of the things I always tell them, no, even though I think a mod is really good and it would fit with what I want on the server, I have to go through every single piece of code that they have in there to make sure that they do not conflict with what I have already, that they're not doing anything malicious. They're not,
Yeah.
um, it's tough. It doesn't. I've been wanting to add the advanced scopes mod to the server because I really love it. I just don't have the time to go through the XMLs to set it up, to make them spawn in at a certain rate that I want and to not have them too much and all that.
Because we talked about that a while back on the podcast. You probably saw that episode where we talked about that there are some mods out there which have got some malicious stuff inside them, and not a lot of
Yeah,
people are aware of that.
yeah, definitely are. Which is why I always check, and because I do so much custom stuff, for our server, it's very likely that they might conflict. You know, so we just got to be aware of that.
It's a bit of a
Yeah.
bane of the existence of servers, Marks. The more mods you add, the more chance there is that they start conflicting with each other.
Yeah, I noticed that recently when I was setting up a server as well, that
Yeah.
some mods just won't conflict, and sometimes it won't tell you what mod or whatever, and it can be a right pain to do. So
Yeah. So
it
some
can
of
be
the
a real headache.
conflicts, they're not visible, right, until
Yeah.
later on. And then if it gets really late, your players already started using those items, so you can't remove the mod. And
Yeah,
yeah.
it gets really frustrating.
Well, I've also tried to I use Morty's weapons and also mass. So they share the type of ammo 338. So what I've done, I made for my own server a compatibility mod, basically, so you can use the both 338s from the different mods on both types of weapons. Like they're so if people find one stack of ammo, they can use it on either gun from different mods.
But yeah, keep on talking about your Willowglade server.
Yeah, so we have an Amal server and a Trinaris server. Trinaris one, a lot of people love it because there's so much edited in terms of like it looks a bit more apocalyptic, with like loads of garbage and greenery. That's I don't know, that's my ideal
Yeah,
world.
same.
Post-apocalyptic, survivors are getting together, trying to recover from the disaster that's happened. Obviously there's still the infected around, but that's the idea also behind my community. Willowglade is survivors getting together. That's why it's also PvE. Also, PvP has its own drama. I don't want to deal with
that. So with
that.
you saying it's PvE, so there's no player-on-player combat allowed?
I made a mod where they can't damage each other. So even if you shoot another player, it's not gonna damage him. Even if you try to melee them, it's not gonna do anything to them. Because it's happened before when the server was right at the beginning. We had people coming in intentionally
Griefers.
to grief other people. And they'll be like, "Oh, it was a mistake. I didn't know. I thought it was a zombie," And it's always like he said, she said kind of thing. And so that was one of the first things I worked for the server. Just get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Then people can't kill each other, then there's not going to be less tickets. Second thing that I worked on, it was the March car key, which I also made public.
Yep.
So people can lock their cars, because one of the things that people were doing on my server was they were stealing cars without even knowing. Because you're not allowed to take another player's car. That's stealing. But now people have to lock it. So now if they do lose the car, if it's unlocked, it's their own fault because they didn't lock it.
So yours is more a role-play style server?
I do encourage roleplay, and I also encourage player-to-player trading. We do have the trader mod, but the only thing we sell is base building stuff.
Yep.
We don't sell ammo, guns, clothes, anything that would give you an advantage in the environment. You can sell anything to them at the moment, but you can only buy base building stuff. So you make money, so you can build up your base how you want it and decorate it and all that. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. People love that, love to trade, and they were like, "Oh, I have this kind of ammo. Do you have this other kind?" And they'll be like, "Yeah," and they meet at the trader area, and they do the trades.
Yep. So what else are you working on in the background there? Any surprises coming soon?
I have countless of stuff ongoing. There's a lot of stuff which I've started and they were really like working out. So I had to put them on the side, concentrate on something else that I can do a bit faster. I definitely do want to focus on base building. Add more like vanilla looking base building options. At the moment, I'm also working on revising all the models for the March Staff Pack to make them, again, more fitting, lower poly, so it's not as intense on the client, on the player's side. And at the moment, what I'm like the last 2 weeks I've been working on is on a missions mod. So basically, you go to an NPC. It's kind of like when you play an RPG, you go to an NPC and you're like, "Hello," and they're like, "What would you like you know, and you'll be like, oh, I want this car, you know, or
Yep.
I want this item, or I want to do this. And then they'll give you some instructions. You got to go do it, come back,
So like Survivor
finish
missions?
it. Kind of like Survivor missions, but they are for each player individual, right? So, because you know, in PvE, it's kind of hard to have two groups going to the same location and trying to do the same mission. In a PvP environment, they would fight. One would win, continue the mission. In a PvE, you can't. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't fight. You gotta agree. Some people don't want to play with others, you know, and I respect that because you know, language barrier or whatever. And because of that, I wanted to give them the opportunity to do their own missions without having to conflict with the other players. But yeah, it's kind of like Survivor missions. You find these NPC. I want to make them roaming. I want to make them, you know, some are daily, some are, you know, different types. But at the moment, I'm just working on the prototype of making the base of the code. And then you just go to it and it gives you different instructions. You go back and forth multiple times. And then at the end, it gives you the item you wanted.
Because that'd be good. Like Zombie Lee saying in chat, we need more missions mods. So anything along that line, because I am trying to get Survivor missions working on my server. I think it's much better than airdrops. Airdrops are just airdrops are good, but there's no real story to it or anything like that. It's just everyone gets together, shoots each other, and the winner gets to take everything if it's still there when it's over.
Yeah. I think airdrop would be cool. We don't currently have it, but only like a bit more rare kind of thing. It kind of maybe once a day, you know, twice a day would come by. But then you have the missions, which are you still need to work a bit more on them.
I'd like the airdrops to be done as like an announcement over the radio, rather than the popping up on screen telling everyone. It rewards people for having a radio on a mark, so that you know you've got your radio on and tuned into 87.8 Survivor FM.
Yeah.
And a voice comes over. There was going to be a drop at XYZ location. And that way, only those who bothered to keep a radio and keep it on, because that by a byproduct of that would create more possibility for interactions marks.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I'd give the radios another option as well because they're not really used that much at the moment.
We need more frequencies.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used the radio. I just don't see the point in it personally, but
you're missing out, mate.
I guess it depends on what server you're playing on as well. So if you're mainly PvP focused, it might be a little bit tricky to use a radio, but I can see where they would be good.
They're just so much more immersive, Helkhiana. Like I love, even when I meet someone in game and they say, "Oh, do you want to jump into Discord?" I'm like, "No, I prefer to use VoIP in game because it just adds that whole, you know, the losing people and then having to find them again, and the fear of they may shoot you or you may shoot them, and but if you've got a radio on you, you can communicate. But is someone listening in? It adds so much more than using third party communication techniques.
Yeah. I see someone saying about Arma 3 something. I never played Arma, by the way. I started playing DayZ in August last year. The previous year, what was that, 2019? So even on DayZ, I'm sort of pretty new. But yes, this is these tasks, these missions are keeping track, you know, of your mission, where it is, you inventorying a restart, and all that.
Scale Speed has been doing some videos on the Eden task system that they have in Arma 3, and it's quite good. You can set AI on patrols and just do all sorts of events. You know, basically it's a if then what, or then this sort of system. Once they achieve an objective, and if something happens, it triggers certain things to happen. It's quite good. It really is. He's saying you've got to have a go with the Eden editor; will make you cry. Yeah. Even my young fellow would sit there and just create missions for himself, and then go play the mission that he'd created using Arma. It's very, very good for the that aspect of it.
Yeah, at the moment, these missions, like I said, I do a lot of prototypes for mods directly just for my server, and then at some point when I'm happy with how it is, how it went, the how people received it, then I might release it. At the moment, the way I've made it is not very friendly for config. It would be someone else that knows coding would be able to add more
Yep.
missions based on it, but there's no config.
Now, what is Chibi? Chibi.
Chibi is the small version of a character.
Okay.
So
I wanted to ask
because
because when I downloaded your logo for this, it's called Chibi, and
yeah.
I was like, okay, there's obviously going to be some story behind what a Chibi is.
Yeah, it's because online, I'm pretty sure you've seen. I have these pictures, like cartoon character. Uh, um, so it's what I call my persona online. That's how usually I make my characters if there's enough customization in the games,
Yep.
And yeah, I've tried to keep the same character across, and I've been commissioning several different artists. So I have this persona in different styles and stuff. I'm still deciding on someone to actually make me a full character sheet and all that.
Now, I did see your little clip that you released from Escape from Tarkov.
Yes,
That
from last
was
night.
absolute gold. Did you see it, Mark? She released it and posted it on
No,
Twitter.
I didn't actually.
It was
I didn't
brilliant.
see
It
it.
was brilliant. Like, Helkhiana is humble enough to admit that she's not a major PvPer, but this was an excellent clip. I'm laughing just thinking about it. She starts shooting at someone, potatoes in a bit. They start shooting back at her. She starts apologizing, sorry, while running away, lays down, starts bandaging up, and then another person comes over the roof while she's in the middle of bandaging. But it's so funny because she's in the bandaging animation and she can't get out of it. So she just starts shaking the mouse, and her character's like shaking from side to side. She's like, no. And then when she kills him, she lets out this little squeak noise, like just of excitement. It was absolutely brilliant. I love watching people when they get excited over things like that, Helkiana. It was. I'm the same,
Yeah.
except I usually do
I'm
the male
not.
version, a bit more aggressive. But yeah,
In Tarkov, I just keep going back and forth to it because it's a very, very hard game, and you need to like grind it all the time to get the good stuff, right? But recently I started playing like late, um, when I'm alone in the stream, and I just go whatever
yep.
happens. So I've been getting more aggressive with the plays towards attacking other players or
That aggressive,
scavs.
you apologize.
Yeah, it was like I was really trying to hit this guy, and I had a really shitty weapon. And the first one, it was actually an AI scav.
Okay.
And then I heard the second one coming in, and it was just I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna be it." Yeah, I have no fucking clue how he did not kill me because I was literally laying down, sitting still, basically bandaging.
It was. He literally just had to stand there, scope in, take his time, and just try to one tap you to the head or something. But you say you potato, mate.
Yeah.
He was mashed potato. He absolutely whiffed it.
Yeah, it's actually I think even later in the stream, I engaged again some other players, and there was a guy. Oh my god, I was literally standing still again, like, and he shot me and missed 3 bullets. I could see them go past me.
Wow.
And then I killed him. He was only a level 7, and I was like, I felt bad. Took his gun and I threw it away somewhere else, so he can get it back. I do feel bad sometimes for people because I know how it is in Tarkov, how easy it is to just die to like random shit. You don't even know where it's coming from. You don't even know how it was possible. Yeah.
I still haven't gotten into Escape from Tarkov. You know, the
Yeah,
thing
me
that
neither.
turns me off the most is that it's nothing but PvP, PvP and looting.
Yeah.
Looting, I love. Looting, I absolutely love. But
Yeah.
the
Me
lack of
too.
VoIP and the
I'm a
lack of
hoarder.
the lack of interaction just doesn't interest me. I'm not saying it's a bad game,
Yeah.
but it's not for me, Marks.
Well,
Yeah, I haven't played it either, but I'd like to. I've been watching Pastilli play it quite a lot,
it's still
and
fucking crazy.
he's nuts at it, and
Yeah.
it looks really fun. And then when I see him doing it, I'm like, oh, I want to play, but I know I wouldn't be like that at all when I go and play it myself. So
No.
yeah,
I think because I would love if they would give us a mode like a separate stash and everything. You know, you're separate from the online PvP ones, just against the AIs. Because I'm having a fucking hard time sometimes against these AIs. You know, especially on the special maps where, like Reserve, where they have the raiders. They're like more advanced, more stronger. They have better weapons. They have better stuff on them. You know, so it's not easy to kill them. And they can like headshot you. So I like to go there a lot when I'm on my scav runs to kind of train. So I'm going specifically there to just go against these AIs, and I've been enjoying that a lot more than just against players.
See, that's another thing that doesn't interest me, Marks, is going up against AI. To me, that I know there's other players in there, but if I die, I can handle dying to a bear or a wolf in DayZ. But if I was to die to an AI player, it's why I haven't played PUBG in quite some time, because they've got all the bots in the game now, especially in my region, Oceania. But if I play an online multiplayer game, I want to die or kill other players, not bots. So that's kind of
Yeah.
why another thing.
I think the bots in like Tarkov are kind of, or sorry, the bots in PUBG and Tarkov are two kind of very different things.
Oh yeah,
Kind
the
of
bots in
because
PUBG
ones
are
in
terrible.
Tarkov are a lot more, advanced and stuff. I've watched Pastilli and he comes up against, what is it, like a scav boss or whatever, and these AI around, and they're nuts. They're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
so I
And
don't mind it personally, but I
yeah,
could see why
they
you wouldn't like it.
advanced the AI quite a lot from a year ago. Because I think it was
Hmm.
like a year ago when I played the first time, and now, because before what you would do to see if it's an AI scav or a player scav, you would watch the movement of them and they move, right? And if someone was jumping, that's a player. That's what it used to be. If they're wiggling, it's a player, right? So what they did to the AI, they made them wiggle. They made check weapons. They made eat. They heal. You know, they make them jump, crouch, wiggle,
That's
everything
cool.
that a player would.
Yeah.
The AI would do as well. So you don't know anymore. Last night, I was still wondering even after I killed that guy if that was a player that was just stupid or if it was an AI. Because he went and started looting a stash, and I was like, I got so confused, and I just didn't know anymore.
That's really
It
cool that they're
seems
doing that. It still doesn't interest
Yeah.
me. I want to be able to play against other players, but it's very, very sounds like they're doing an absolutely amazing job, and maybe PUBG needs to send some spies to steal the code, because the bots in PUBG are absolutely horrendous. They are terrible. I don't know if either of you have ever played it, but it is absolutely terrible, the bots.
I haven't played
never
it
really
since it launched.
Yep.
Played it for a couple of months after launch. It was still in alpha at the time, I think.
It's still a good game. Like, I've been watching the PGIS tournament, the best teams in the world all playing for a prize pool of money, and I still dream of DayZ having a Survivor games like that, with the best duos or the best individual players all competing against each other and having it streamed. And I still think there is a thing for DayZ, but yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant as a esport. Bugs aside. But hey, if you like DayZ, you can't complain about bugs in a game, can you, Helkhiana?
No, I've been told by a friend once that I am a masochist when it comes to games because I only like buggy games.
Yep.
Played Ark. I was playing Ark when I had like 15 FPS. Can you imagine the PvP fights at 15 FPS?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I was
Should have
still
played the
enjoying it.
alpha of DayZ. That's what it was like.
Yeah,
15,
and
20
then I
FPS.
played Atlas, which again, I get shit over. And then I started on DayZ. Yeah. So I don't mind. There's some level of bugs that I can accept. I don't mind. As long as, it's not totally game breaking. I'm okay with bugs.
Well, we might start moving on to the rest of the agenda, and we have got quite a bit on today. Let me go. So the first topic, I was really hoping either of these two people could make it here, Ben or Pansy. Pansy, for those who don't know, is Lauren Scott, and she is a very big name in the esports scene. She's a big fan of yours, by the way, Helkhiana. I was chatting with her. Yeah, she said she's well aware of your work. But she's also a massive, massive DayZ fan, and she's been playing DayZ. Now, there was a bit of a kerfuffle on Ben's BWAF server, and it got pretty messy pretty quick. I wanted to avoid naming the server because I had some respect for the owner, but why bother? Please avoid playing on BWAF Live DayZ server, filled with racists and mods admins who are abusing their power and allowing it to go on. So she had the initial tweet.
What?
What?
Completely quiet.
Man are moving like packies
Oh.
out there.
What?
What?
Completely quiet.
Man are moving like packies out
Oh.
there.
So
I guess
it was
something like moving like packies out
yes,
there.
moving
Like
them men are moving like packies out there. So I get that the context that was used in was quite offensive. Basically, that I don't fully understand it. Being Australian, we don't seem to have that much of an issue. But apparently, even the word "packy" is an offensive term, which it caught me off guard because that to me is just the same as saying an Aussie or a Scot or a Brit or something like that. But apparently, Paki is more because I thought it was just short for Pakistani. My mate, he's a Paki, yeah. So I wasn't aware of that. But the moving like Pakis, now that is definitely an offensive term.
the Paki is used a lot in UK, obviously for Pakistani people, but the way British people have been using it, they have been using it as in an offensive way.
More of an insult.
Referring to Yeah.
People in chat are saying it's quite a bad slur. But apparently it got quite heated in the comments. And a certain mod, Woody or something in particular, was being quite offensive to her. Now, Ben did respond. He wasn't on, but so people don't think this situation is being left undealt with or that I don't care. I am in the process of dealing with it. I only became aware a short time ago. Thanks for getting onto it. Hopefully he'll get an apology for being slandered to get 76,000 followers. Seems he was busy and wasn't able to immediately jump on it. Does that seem fair? We do. See, this is the part that I take issue with. She says she respects Ben. Like, I don't know if there was a communication between them, but even here in the Discord, I could see that it obviously got to her. Haters gonna hate, racist gonna racist on a real one though, and then they started bagging her out for her name, because apparently Pansy is an extremely disparaging and offensive, a contemptuous term used to refer to a gay man.
Yeah.
Again,
obviously it depends in what context. I've been in a situation as well. So Tyler Increment Dab changed the names of everyone in his Discord. Something spook because it was Halloween season, right? And Adam's name, it was Sam Rack, right? Sam Spook. So he changed it on the launcher as well, and he joined my server with that. And some people got very offended by the name, and I didn't get it because Spook is
racist.
A slander apparently more used in South Africa. And there were two girls there, and they were really put off by it. And I was like, look, it's not used in an offensive way.
Exactly. Thank
because
you.
It's Halloween.
Thank you.
It's Halloween, spooky, right? So you know.
That is the key. That is the key. This is the way in which a word is used. And I know we're getting a little bit off it, but this is I was stationed in Townsville for nearly 10 years as a soldier, and we were referred to as AJs by the community. Oh, you're an AJ. Oh, you're an AJ. It's all in the way it is said, because AJ actually stands for Army Jerk. But we took it to, you know, okay, we're AJs, because we are jerks at times. Soldiers are, but everyone can be a jerk. But, you know, as a collective, yeah, we can be a bit of a jerk, but it was all in the way that a term was used. Now, clearly in that video, the context mattered. It was being used in an offensive manner.
Definitely.
But yeah, what I don't agree with though is Ben apparently didn't take action against him. He spoke to them. I'm sorry, but he's got to remember that this comes back on him. And you know, there's a classic saying at the moment: the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you accept. Now I know he spoke to them. And I am a believer. Look, you know, everyone saw my video with Milo, the average sniper. But when it comes to things like racism and stuff like that, yeah, if it had been a case of, oh shit, I'm sorry, yeah, I apologise, fair enough, I would support him 100%. But to hear that they then burred up and fired up at her and stuff like that at Pansy, no, that's not acceptable. And I think he should have demoted or removed that person from his community. That's just my 2 cents on it. But yeah.
But then she as well, having such a big following as well, I think she went about it kind of the wrong way as well.
Yes. I don't like that she went public.
She's a massive following. That could easily have went way worse.
Yeah.
So I think,
you know, it did.
I think Ben said in a tweet that the ticket system was down during that time.
Yes.
So this is where if this thing would have happened on my server or my Discord, every party involved will have been banned from my server, including her and her mates, because they kept going in the chat. I do not allow that.
Yeah.
I do not allow witch hunting. I do not allow people to keep going at it in any chat, either in DayZ or in Discord, because it just it makes it bad for everyone. I think, okay, ticket tool is down, you can't make a ticket, or you don't trust the ticket because the other admins will see it, or they will put it under the rug or something, then just message directly. She knows Ben, right? So she could have DM'd him either on Twitter or on Discord or whatever, and then let it, you know, until he replies. If he just goes like, oh, it's whatever, it doesn't really matter, then she can go public, obviously, you know. But I feel like
the other thing I want to expand on is the guy who said it, to me, he sounded a bit older. Now, I know it's still not acceptable, but you can't deny the fact that we've moved a lot from where we were 30, 40 years ago. And in the context of what was said, to me, and I know this is fucking risky for me to say, it was bad, but it wasn't one of the worst fucking things he could have said.
Yeah.
No.
And 100%. I think it was to call that racist, I think that's more misguided, in my opinion. Misguided, maybe, you know, he blurted something out that it's a touchy situation, and I really feel for Ben, but to me, it's a bit of a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah.
So I think if the situation wasn't brought into the Discord chat, taken to DM, the guy will have probably just, you know, I will have just gone and talked to him, and if he says he's sorry, then okay, then if not, then he's banned. But because everything just blew out of proportions, I think it's both parties' fault there.
Yeah. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. a stupid comment that should not have been said, especially publicly. You know, there's some things, some thoughts you just don't say out loud. And he said something, and it was recorded, and
Yeah.
the reach it got was far bigger than it needed to have gotten.
Yeah,
I
because
don't agree
yes,
that Ben
people
is
are lying.
racist. It wasn't said that Ben is racist, but could he have handled it better? For sure. The other thing that saddens me, Marks, is what Ben tweeted out about. He's had people turning their back on him because of
Yeah, I
this.
saw that. I think people are just kind of they're too quick to judge.
Yeah.
You say one bad thing and then, oh, okay, that's it. You know, can't be a part of this for whatever reason. I don't know, but if people don't see both sides of the situation or not, and
But it does come back to Helkhiana, what I said before. The behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you accept. And it could be argued that Ben has walked past this because he didn't take any disciplinary action against the guy who said it, or the behaviour of people in his Discord.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the whole thing could have been better, and I think this goes as a server owner. I want to say this to all players, everyone. The admins, we get on the server. We don't do like background checks. We don't know who they are exactly, right? We all put trust in these people, but they can fail us, right? So, but who's the representative of the server? Is the server owner. He's the one, right? So if an admin is bad on a server, then just go directly to the owner and see if they take care of it. That's all I can say, because there's no way to deal with it. Just going in chats and like Twitter and all that it's just not gonna solve anything. And also availability of the owner, right? Ben is busy, has his kids, has other stuff to do, so because I actually looked at the timestamp when this blew up in Discord, on his Discord, and it was at 4 a.m. in UK.
Yeah.
You could have been
4
asleep,
a.m.
likely.
You're asleep. Most of us here in UK are asleep, right? And then you wake up, you do your morning stuff. I, like, for example, I work 9 to 5, even though I'm, it's lockdown and all that. So I can't always like go and take care of the service stuff right away. So I think people need to take that in consideration as well before going further, like on Twitter or something. They should just wait a bit more for the actual owner to get time.
And the other thing I want to point out as well, Marks, is this is not a problem unique to Blue Waffle Attack Force. You will find this sort of stuff being said on any server in the DayZ community. I guarantee someone has probably let something slip even like that on your server, Willow. But Helkhiana. But it happens, Marks. It's not right. It's not. It needs to be shut down when it happens. You got to say, dude, that's not cool, man. But to have tweeted it out to 75,000 followers, I just think that's an overreaction, Marks.
Yeah, it happens all the time. People make mistakes. They get frustrated and they might say something that they don't mean. Like you said, just say to them, look, that's not cool, whatever, and then go about your day. But especially when she has that big of a following, she could have handled it better.
Yeah, cancel culture and its finest. I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree with the fact like that the admin was not, like, that admin should probably not be on the team anymore.
Exactly. Agreed 100%.
Even after like the situation kind of calmed down or whatever, 8 hours later, he still went in Twitter and replied.
Yes.
Just hold on. And the way
I think that's probably what egged this on to the point it got to Helkhiana, is his reaction afterwards. Because you look at the tweets, especially from Pansy, and the first one isn't that bad. She just says, I love playing DayZ, but some community servers are just filled. And yes, she does. There's some names and that in there.
Yeah, and then it escalated because obviously
And then they decided to burr up back at her. Apparently, I think a lot of tweets have been deleted. But there's some names there. But so be it. It still wasn't clear. You know, she tagged Ben, which might be a giveaway to some people, but then it went full nuke afterwards with the. I wanted to avoid naming the server, but I feel that was because of the reaction from the mods.
From the admin, yeah.
And I sort of do understand her then going public in that regard because from what I've heard, some of the things were quite nasty.
Yeah.
You expect better from your admins, though, don't you, Helkhiana?
Yeah.
You expect them to be a bit more mature. And I'm not talking about people will blurt out things at times that may be offensive. It happens. It's not right, but it happens. And again, it's all about the context. And like I said, I stand by the fact that it wasn't the worst thing that could have been said. It was a stupid thing to say, but it's the sort of thing I just would have said, oh, dude, you can't say that, man. Especially if I was streaming or something like that. I would have gone, oh, for fuck's sakes. Come on, mate. You can't be talking like that.
Yeah.
But
different action and
their
tolerance
reaction,
level, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like as it's happened to me, where I got stream sniped on a server, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got harassed. And I just made the ticket instead of, going in the chat and be like, the server's shit because people can do this,
Yeah.
I went to the ticket and it got handled. They got banned, and that was it. There was
she
no
should
need
have.
for drama.
I don't know if she did DM Ben when it happened or whatnot, but she probably should have just DM'd Ben and then waited for a reply from Ben whenever you, I guess, woke up or whatnot the following day.
Her friend that she was playing with that posted the video.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, because I think
was...
there was some kind of frustration. It was a combination of things. What started this, right? Because I think there were some accusations of admin abuse towards the guy Woody, and he was in the same group playing together with the guy that said the word. And that's kind of where it started. There was frustration because people were suspecting him of admin abuse, and he got called out probably in game. And then he started in Discord where the guy was, oh, and you also are okay with racism, kind of thing, and then posted the video. And obviously, I do take, for this small bit, I do take the side of for that admin. Just because you're in a group with a player doesn't mean you agree with everything he says, or that you're best friends. That he's, if he said something bad, you're not responsible for him. He's his own person. He's a,
Yeah.
All
I wonder
did just break that group, But
I wonder, did the friend get a bit cocky because he knew he was kind of friendly with the admin? That he was like, I could say this and probably not get banned or whatnot.
Yeah.
Or did that make him a bit more,
And it's not just a problem unique to DayZ as well. This stuff happens not just in the gaming community. This stuff happens everywhere in life. So I think it was much ado about nothing. Ben is a stand-up guy. Did he handle it right? Probably not. He could, you said what you would have done to someone involved in that in your community, Helkhiana. I know how I would have handled it. As Zombie Lee's saying there, as an admin, you need to be neutral. It's just, it's. I don't agree that it's a ban. I agree it's a maybe a temporary suspension if it's their first occurrence. If it's a repeated thing, then you look at it. But it's.
I always say that people can change, right? Even if they're racist or homophobic. A lot of people think that other people can't. I've educated several people in this, and they've changed. It took a lot of work, but they've changed their opinions. Some people never changed.
Yeah.
But you gotta try at least to educate them first, right? You can't just I feel like if you just ban someone, right, without telling them, or at least, or you could ban them and then be like, come in Discord and we can discuss it, or something like that. To try you know, make him aware that it's just not right, dude. It's not just here in DayZ in the server. It's just not right anywhere. You know. But yeah, I think
We got to stop giving words so much power, though. That's one thing. You know, the amount of people who are up in arms over the word "packy" being used, and you know, Mark, you saw me on Twitter. I was like, "Help me understand this." So, what's so offensive about the word? It just seems like an abbreviation of where you're from, like Aussie, like Kiwi, you know, like Brit and Scot and Irish, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it depends where you are in the world, so but over here it's more of a insult and it's more racist than just a general term like you were saying. So yeah, it all depends where you are.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think we've no, you were going to say Helkhiana?
No, it's just I feel like some people are talking about free speech and all that. I think as long as people don't hurt other people, you can, you know, say whatever you want.
See,
But
I don't fully agree there.
You gotta be a bit considerate, right? Because, like, for example, I know some people will be like, "Oh, he's a racist. He can go kill himself, and like he's gonna attack him, right?" And from that, it evolves, right? Freedom of speech. He deserves it because he's a racist, because he's whatever, and he goes and does.
So
You know,
Dino's saying in
harm
chat in
himself,
the UK
and
it's a jailable offence as a
gotta
racial slur.
be.
Is that right?
It's a
I have
jailable
no
offense
idea.
as a slave. I don't know. I live in UK, but
Yeah,
I'm now from UK, so
for sure, dude. And yeah, they're clamping down on that stuff. Yeah. But no, I kind of agree, Zombie.
yeah,
I think we've exhausted the topic. It was an unfortunate event that didn't deserve as much attention as it got. And Ben will be fine. I wish he'd been able to come on because I would have loved to have heard from him. But yeah. Yeah, let's move on to a much more interesting topic. Tipping modders versus tipping content creators. Now, I put a tweet out. One thing I want to raise is that there seems to be no issue with creators going full-time. Indeed, they are celebrated. And I'm glad I've got you on, Helkhiana, because I know your point of view on modding and money. But indeed, creators are celebrated for going full-time from streaming and YouTube. But eyebrows get raised when the topic of modders going full-time when the work comes up. Why the double standard? Now, what I'll let you answer, Helkhiana. You're a modder, and I know what your thoughts is. You like doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
yeah. It's a tough one because, like, obviously, if you're doing it full time, that's your job. Yeah, you might want, to earn proper money. But I feel that if you do treat it as a job, then I would rather have people take commissions, right? So you want something for your server, I'll make it for you for this much amount of money or something like that. I've done commissions myself.
Yeah.
Of imports, of some scripting. I've done some for Ben. I've done for Lone Survivor. Many other servers. But it was specific for their server, right? What I'm more against is a reselling of the same mod, because that's when, I don't know, it just becomes, it's a very different thing. I feel in the community, because if you have to pay for every good mod out there, you just can't run a server anymore.
Because I did a poll on
Yeah.
this, Marks, to see from people, have you ever tipped or subbed to a creator or modder in the DayZ community? Overwhelmingly, 46% had tipped to a content creator, 37% both, only 12% to a modder, and 3.6% of people said no. That was on Twitter, but I also did one on Reddit. Let's see what the Reddit poll got. 74 votes. 23 said no, why should I? I expected nothing less from Reddit. 22% said no. 11 yes to a modder. 7 to yes to a content creator. 11 to yes to both. So a little bit different result there on Twitter. Sorry, on Reddit, but it just boggles my mind that people balk at the idea of modders making a few dollars from what they do. You know, even do you have a PayPal link in your mods, Helkhiana, for people to donate to?
I recently started putting them in there.
Yep.
Because before I didn't have any kind of donation link or anything. But I was doing the commissions on the side, so I was using the money from the commissions to buy stuff to make the public mods. You know, but then when I stopped doing that because more workload increased, then I kind of needed a bit, extra to help because a lot of the stuff is not cheap, and I commissioned other people to do stuff for my server, but yeah, I've received donations. I mean, I wouldn't be able to say how much in total or like rough idea, but
Well, a good one to mention, because it was very public, was the donations that Sumrak received for Namolsk. He received quite a lot of money and some considerable amounts donated.
Yeah.
But pretty much, from my understanding, nearly all of that, if not all of it, and then some, went back into putting up public servers.
No, the money was not used for public service. I'm not sure where that came from.
Well, Adam's paying for public servers, isn't he? But like just standard stock standard Namol servers.
Yeah, but it's not using specifically the money.
Oh, okay. That was the assumption that I had. So,
yeah.
I thought I saw a comment about it in his Discord or something.
Running servers is pretty expensive.
Oh yeah.
But depends what kind, right? Because like I'm paying £100 a month for my dedicated server.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite a bit, So I've asked like people if they want to donate to my server, they can, but they're not obliged because I want to do this. I'll pay for it anyway, if people want to donate or not.
Dino is saying 99-cent add-on on stream should be allowed. Streamers and servers make money. Why not the add-on makers? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Dinos. Can you elaborate on that on Steam? Yeah, see, we talked about that the other week as well. Is whether it'd be a $1 fee that when you subscribe to a mod, you pay a $1 flat fee. Steam could make their share of it. The developer of the game could take their share of it, with the remainder going to the person who created the mod. If it was like 30% went to Steam and the developer of the game, and then the last, 70 cents went to the actual modder. Some of these mods have made quite considerable subscription, and 99 cents, I think most people could handle that. Just paying 99 cents as a one-off fee.
I can definitely see problems with how even now it is how a lot of them server owners, they come and they're asking to repack your mod to only have one big mod, right? So whether you're gonna if it's £1 per mod, it's not that much, but then it's gonna encourage more people to just repack and make one mod for their server.
Can I put my thoughts on the why the streamer versus creator going full, or streamer versus modder going full time? I think it's easier for content creator. I mean, it's easier for content creators to go full time if they're on YouTube because they don't have to necessarily make their money off of members or donations. They can all just do it through ad rev. So I think that way it's easier for YouTube. I know Twitch is different where you kind of rely a bit more on that, but I think it's tricky to do it if you're a modder, if you're only getting revenue through donations. It's probably got to be hard. So there would have to be
Trickier
like
is the understatement of the year. You look at Dino's comment. I have 3 million subscribers in Steam to my add-ons, but only ever had one streamer make a dono.
I think it's because with a streamer it's the like subscribe button is kind of right there and stuff, and it's easy access. And I think if Steam done it in such a way where there was an easier layout or something where people could, I don't know, easier donate or something like that would work. I don't know. It's a tricky one though.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot of the culture, Helkhiana. People are used to handing out money to streamers. Streamers encourage it. Twitch encourages it, hype trains and everything. But little sub badges and emotes and that. But what do people get when they donate to Helkhiana? A good feeling.
Yeah. It's a tough one because if you donate, it's just not. There's no immediate.
Miss Fu just hit something there, Helkhiana.
Should be top streamers or anything if they're making off them.
I called it, and Scalespeed is saying it as well, and I put this in a tweet from the podcast. Let me see if I can find it. But I think this is a series of tweets here.
Commercially.
So I did this earlier this week. We all know of the many streamers who play DayZ and make videos for our entertainment and enjoyment, and many of you subscribe to them on Twitch or YouTube, etc., and often donate. But please also consider the many amazing modders out there as well. These folks are helping DayZ achieve record numbers with mods that have reinvented the game. Many of them spend as much time working on these mods for the benefit of the community, including the creators you all love watching, for little to no recognition. And I put in brackets there, the thing that you love hearing all the time, Helkhiana, fix your mod.
Yeah. I disabled my comments on Steam. They can't say that one anymore.
Most of the modders on Steam have a link to a PayPal or other method, Patreon, that you can choose to support them by. Not all, but many do. So if you have a few bucks spare, please consider making a donation to them. This lets them know you value the work they are doing. It also provides encouragement for them to keep looking after that mod and maybe improving on it and or creating new ones. We would love to see some of the big name streamers doing this publicly as well, as they can encourage others to follow suit. And that's what they were talking about in the chat there, that I would love to see the likes of the Running Man, the likes of Lax Hawthorne, the likes of Smoke, publicly on Twitter shouting out, hey guys, just so you know, I've just donated $100 to Helkhiana's link on PayPal. I've been playing on servers that are using her mods a lot lately, and I think it's a fantastic mod. Now, I know they can't do all of them. I know there'll be people going, but why didn't you donate to me? I'm sorry, but it's a case of you just got to say, look, dude, suck it up. I can't donate to everyone. But raise the awareness. We need to change the culture of people's mindsets.
But wouldn't that be a bit lopsided though if you're just promoting one mod and then everybody goes and donates to that one mod, but then all these other hundreds of mods that are on that server as well, or well, not hundreds, but you know what I mean?
Something's better than nothing.
Like if you're a streamer, do you create a list with a link in your chat that people can go and donate to these different mods?
It's up to them how they do it.
You know, that's complicated as well.
I mean,
it's not complicated.
Smoke has promoted
pretty complicated.
The Namask Discord to go and donate there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, it gets messy. Yes, you know, but it's not complicated. It's a case of you know that you're not going to be able to shout everyone out. People will, like on the previous topic we were talking about, people will get offended just for the sake of being offended. But something is better than nothing. So basically, what we can do is we can stay as is, the normal status quo, or they can, I don't care who they do it to. It'd be great if they could, you know, once a month all, you know, have a secret squirrel fucking stream of Discord. Which mods are you going to shout out? And I'll shout out a different one, and I'll shout out a different one. That's not going to happen. But if they start the chain of thought, if they get it into people's minds, even just start educating them. Like as I talked about, how many people do you think, Helkhiana, actually go and check out your mod on the workshop? I would say less than 10%. The majority of people using the launchers, it tells them they need much stuff pack. They click install and they never go and read up on the mod, let alone scroll to the bottom, which is where you guys usually, out of shame or fucking fear or being call it a money grabbing whatever, but they never go and check it. So how are they meant to know there's even a donation link? The streamers
Yeah.
and the YouTubers, Marks, need to be the ones leading the charge on this, letting people know they can donate to, and that's why I linked. Now, if you go back and you look at that series of tweets, I asked people to tag, fuck all people did. Absolutely fuck all people in the community tagged other mods. And that really, really disappointed me. And you could tell I'm getting a little bit worked up. You know, we had Foxy replied, there might have been more, but
I think
no
the
one else had the
average
balls
player,
to do it.
I think
I
it's
think-
the
sorry,
average
go on.
player base for DayZ. They mightn't even follow modders. They mightn't know who any modders are. They just click install and that's it. They don't, they don't care for it at all. Just as long as their game runs and works, they're
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah.
It's a lot that way.
It's
so
when
like
it doesn't
if,
work. That's when they go on the
Yeah.
workshop mod.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the only time they
Um,
do. But fuck
but
all
yeah,
people
I-
shared that. It disappointed me. It really, really made me sad. That
in terms of a
fuck all
shout
people
out,
shared it.
what the streamer could do, or they play the game. Let's say they see one of my items from my stuff pack and just be like, oh yeah, this is from this mod, and this is the name of the mod. Then just that would be enough to get recognition of where the items are from.
would
and,
an
or
average
if-
player know that though?
because the more you say it, then it's visual, right? You see this locker, and this is from much stuff back mod, and then that player that saw it on that stream goes and plays on another server and sees it there, and it's kind of like a chain of things, and then you start recognizing items. This gun is from Mass. This one is from Morty. This item is from another modder. And I think at least that much could help. Because I mean, I don't know, having streamers to feel compelled in donating, I don't know.
Even if they
feels a
don't
bit-
donate, but they just raise awareness. But I'll say
Yeah.
this as well. I don't think a lot of them will, because it's a business for them, and they're worried that the $5 that one of their viewers has, they'll donate to a mod instead of donating to them. And that's kind of sad. But I know I've got this bullshit high in the sky, fairies and rainbows view of the DayZ community all singing Kumbaya, holding hands and working together as one. But yeah, I just don't see that happening. Twitch streamers don't
No,
have a
like
problem
I
rating at
always.
Exactly, like what Scale Speeder said. Twitch streamers don't have a problem rating at the end of their streams. They can spend a couple of minutes talking about mods too. They'll even just put it on their for a piss overlays. Yeah, look at some things to
Like it's easy for when I make my mod showcase videos and it's just one mod per video. Like I always link the mod, and I've had tons of people in comments go onto the workshop and look at that mod and stuff. So in future, maybe I need to link the donation link there as well and mention it in the video. I'll probably start doing that. But like all I can do is put the donation link there and tell them if they want to do it. I can't force people to do it at the end of the day.
No, but
so
it's just about letting people know. I guarantee that over half of people don't know that they can donate to support these modders.
So
Yeah.
I think Dina is making a point about commercial use. Honestly, I know, because I have the same stance. It's like, it's a free mod, use it, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's becoming pretty tough on how to stream, make videos and stuff, especially with the DMCAs for music and stuff like that. Now mods will start no commercial use as well. You have to pay an extra fee or something to be able to use it commercially. This usually goes for art or music or stuff like that. If you want to use it as your profile pic, is one price. If you want to use it on your stream, is probably double the price.
Mm-hmm.
If it becomes to that on mods,
Kill the mods, I think.
yeah, because I don't think
Good.
anyone is gonna want to pay commercial use, and especially like the
No.
small streamers. Like how many? If you look on the page of DayZ, you see the top right. They have about Smoke 2000, right? Some 500, 300, and then it goes down 30, 40, kind of like that, and then it's like 10 and lower. It's like there's very many small streamers, and I don't think it would be fair on them to have
Yeah.
a commercial fee because they won't be able to afford it. They don't even make money out of their streams,
I'd
That's
just
why I
like
just
to
feel
see
a
them
bit
raise
for
more
them.
attention to it. Like to see them talking about it. Like you said, they all raid each other at the end of streams. How about they talk about some of the mods as well? Educate the community a bit. They're making money from playing DayZ and quite often on servers with these amazing mods on them. How about educating people as to who some of the more reputable mod makers are out there and the way that they can donate to help support what they're doing? Because there's been mods that have been abandoned in the past because the pressure on you modders is immense. Helkhiana, the fix your fucking mod. Every time there's an update, what's it like for you when there's an update coming? Just to give people a bit of an eyesight into. So we'll use Much Stuff Pack because it's a big mod.
Yeah. It is a very big mod. To be honest, not even just when DayZ makes an update and I have to update it, is whenever I want to put any kind of update out, even if it's just a content update, is a lot of stress because it could break servers. I could make a mistake and it would take down so many servers, right? So recently we kind of learned a bit how to prepare ahead of a DayZ patch, but there's a limit to how much you can do that as well. But what happened, it was, before COVID, I had to take time off work. I went into work in the morning at 9 a.m. And then at 11, they posted they're going to do the update on that day. I was not expecting it. So I had to excuse myself from work, come home to publish the update. And I think it was like an hour or two later after the patch, I managed to get everything set up because I'm not just going to post the patch. After they did the update, I test the mod again on the stable branch to make sure that it still works, that they didn't sneak some code in or something, and people always try to rush you and be like, oh, just post it, like fix the mod, my server is not starting, and I'm like, just chill, I'll post it, I'm here, I'll do it.
Have you ever gotten
stressful.
close personally to saying fuck it?
Yeah, many times. I did say fuck it once with my match car key mod.
Yep.
Update and update. It's a complicated one because there's trader, expansion, and my mod. They're all like modifying the same thing on the cars. And when I was doing an update, it would unlock all the cars for all the mods if you were running all of them, using the different keys. And people were very, very toxic about it in the comments.
Entitled little fucking shits.
Yeah. And I rolled back the update and I just literally, I even deleted everything in this workshop description. And I was like, fuck y'all, I'm not updating this mod anymore. I'm done with it. It was something that I made for my server, for my players, that I wanted to like, and then other people liked it. So I published it, and then I got a shit for it. It's like, it's not nice.
You see, this is what makes me angry, Helkhiana and Marks, is that there's such a reluctance to look at a monetization system for servers. For mods. And there are some legitimate reasons, but they expect the likes of Helkhiana, who had to leave her fucking paid job to go and update her mod, because it really makes me fucking angry. But they're willing to go and pay $400, however much they pay for some of these custom mods, but servers, I'd love to know how many servers actually donate to, check the links and donate 10, 20, 30 bucks to the mods that they're using on their server. I know I need to lift my game in that regard, and trust me, I will be. But we need to change the mindset on this. People need to be aware that, not only can they, but they should support the modders. Yes, the argument is there that the modding couldn't have been as good as it is now without the base game being as good. But hey, we've already all paid DayZ money for our game. That's something we've all gone into. The modders have saved DayZ with some of these amazing mods and things like the Molsk and all the rest of it. There needs to be more hype around mods and about. We've also paid in blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, we have, Dr. Desync. But there needs to be more support and love shown for the modders, Marks. I can't stress this enough.
Yeah, there does. But, again, it comes down to the point of, we can donate, we can talk about it constantly, every stream, we can share links, everything like that. Some people probably might donate if they have an extra bit of cash. On the server side of things, how many servers? I know the big servers should donate, because they do tend to make a bit more money. But the smaller ones, they might be just struggling enough to pay the server bill every month as it is, let alone then have to go and donate to mods and all this stuff as well. It's just not possible sometimes, especially in times like COVID and stuff. It's it becomes tricky. It's a very complicated thing, and I'll start posting links to mods that do showcase, and I'll start posting their donation links and such. But it'll take a while to get everybody to start donating or whatever, spread the word. But we'll have to see what it does.
Yeah, it's tricky, but if you can do it, folks. So that the tipping modders and content creators, and why one more than the other, and if it should be promoted and be done by more creators and players at Mr. Utah. He's trying to catch him up. Mr. Utah just joined the chat. So yeah, we're just talking about the can't afford a Ferrari, don't drive one. Can't afford a server, don't rent one. That's pretty much it, Lisa. But yeah, it's even if it's only $1. Even if it's only $1 fucking dollar, seeing that. What's it, Helkhiana? Have you had any donations?
Actually, I just got a donation on the stream now.
Hey,
from Mr. Sins.
And how did it make you feel?
It's nice to feel appreciated.
It is.
Words
don't put food on the table.
Yeah. I have received donations. I have on my Discord links and all that. A lot of people have been giving me donations after helping them. But this doesn't mean anyone listening that if you donate, I'm gonna help you. If I don't have time, I don't have time, Because I've had people actually going into my DM and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you help me with this?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have time right now. I'm working, or like I have something like I really need to finish for my own mod." And they're like, "What if I pay you?" And I'm like, "No, I just don't have time. If to help, I will help without money. It's fine."
Is there a case, where you were saying you had to leave your job to go and update your mod?
Yeah.
It's always annoying. That part I don't like about when DayZ releases an update. It'll just be put on you one day randomly, and that's it. Should there be a way where they leave us know, or at least
they're doing that
now
beforehand? They're doing that now. We've been quite critical on the podcast about that in the past. Helkhiana's been in chat in other episodes, and that's something that they said that they are going to try to address for you guys now, isn't it, Helkhiana?
Well, I'm not sure if they said that, but it has been helpful when they announced. I think this time they announced because they did a wipe on official.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen again. As long as we get some kind of time frame, it'd be like next week or like. But the thing is, it's kind of hard because the DayZ does not update just for PC. Right, updates for Xbox and PlayStation, and I know from other games as well, it's very hard to get these packages. sent through and approved and through. You know, it's just like a whole different process from Steam, and a lot of the times updates get delayed because consoles, right? And you know, they I remember when I started playing DayZ, the biggest complaint I was seeing on Twitter, it was that consoles was getting the updates way later than the PC.
Yeah,
Like,
That's always, yeah.
yeah, and I think they're trying now to always have them on the same time because it's not fair, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's really unfair indeed on us who have jobs, and you know, we can't just take the time off to update the mod right away, or you know, at least we've been sharing some knowledge around modders, how to prepare for these updates as much as we can. There's no real way of like timing an update and go to Steam and just be like, do it at this time or something, you know, even if we know the time is gonna be.
Like it's stressful enough when I have to make an update video the day an update releases and have it out like an hour later. I can't imagine what it must be to have to try and get a mod working and everything.
Yeah, and
that
time
fast.
zones as well, which is you know, in UK for me is okay, but Australians and even Americans are struggling sometimes with with the updates, because they would push the update out, you know, and something went wrong, but they went to sleep because you know they still have to sleep.
Yeah.
So here's an idea for you two. What do you think of this? Steam ads. You've got the your workshop. I've got your workshop up now, Helkhiana. Helkhiana workshop items, DayZ. And you've got your own little page here. Steam adds a section where you guys can link to a PayPal, and it figures prominently not only at the top of your workshop, but in. So we'll go to your Much Car Key expansion mod. Not only at the top, but in the blue area here on the side, a donate link. Now, if you look at something like YouTube, if I pick a big channel, maybe Lax has got his on.
Sorry, my stream wants to see my cat.
No, it doesn't look like Lax has turned it on his. But
I have members on. If you want to click into mine there, you'll see it. If that's what you're looking for.
So you've got a join button where you can join to be a chat member, but also in videos, if we click on, oh, you don't have the applaud turned on.
Oh, what's the applaud?
You need to look into that, mate. I'll explain it afterwards. But basically, it's people can give you a donation for a video.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
Tell me about it later on.
Applaud is only on some creators. Oh, there you go. Mr. Utah's just saying it.
Oh,
I've seen it on some videos. But maybe Stimpy's got it.
I've never seen that before.
Nope. But yeah, just a way that even on SoundCloud shows it. If I click on one of my episodes, there we go. There's a link there. Support at Boydie, support Boydie 73. There's a link there to the PayPal, and it figures prominently and is shown up there so that people can easily see it. And if Steam could do something like that as well, I don't think that would be a major issue. Then it comes down to, if the person's reputable, then people will be able to see it nice and prominently featured in the workshop. It'd be Steam's way of helping promote it a bit more, because it's in their best interest. Mods help keep games popular, bring back the resurgence. More copies of DayZ are being sold now because the mods have made DayZ something completely different now, like the Moles. And it's a way to encourage modders. I know there's the whole argument. People talk about Skyrim when they looked at monetizing mods and the backlash from the community. But yeah, problem is the launchers cut the Steam page out. I know, Dino, but this is still something a bit better. Because when you look at it, like, I don't know where, we'll see if it's on Muchcar. There we go. Helkhiana, you're a naughty, naughty girl.
What?
You put the donation link right at the very bottom. You modders are your own worst enemy. You're ashamed of it as
I
well.
want people to read the first bit where I'm telling them everything they need to know about the mod, and they still don't fucking read it.
I know.
Don't get me
But
started on that.
nearly every single mod, the PayPal link is hidden right down the bottom. Right down the very bottom. And if we know anything about people, it is that, there it is, guys. No one ever reads. Thank you, Dr. DC. You finished my thought. No one ever reads. So, yeah. Modders should have a YouTube video first in description. That would be awesome as well. A YouTube video about your mod. I totally agree, Skullspeeder. And you know, at the end of the video, if you like what I do, in the link in the description of the video is a link to my PayPal. Please support bloody yada yada yada.
I wish I had a proper video of, you know, describing them all, showing like a showcase, you know, for.
Well, you're on the chat with a guy who's been doing some quite successful mod highlight videos. Marks, Helkhiana Marks. Maybe you two should have a chat afterwards.
I can do one.
I would love to. I can explain to you stuff as well. There was someone else who made the showcase of one of my mods, and he got it totally wrong. And
just give me any points that you need, and all the rest is simple from there.
Dr. D6's talking about some of the mods that had a PayPal donation link on the DayZ main menu. I think that's more like DayZ Battle Royale and the Vanilla Plus Deathmatch servers, because they're using a different. You probably understand that better, Helkhiana, how that works.
It's a very specific thing because only one mod can modify the main menu. It's a bit more complicated, right? So, like, you know, the VPP deathmatch has its own main menu, and it has like multiple links there, and the BR mod as well. It's not for every mod. Not every mod can add one there, I believe.
But yeah, I just hope, Marks, that we can change the culture a bit, do our small little bit. As we said, it is complicated in this case, but if we don't do something, we're just accepting the status quo as it is, and it needs to change, and the content creator community needs to lead this charge. They need to be the ones shouting it out and sharing the love with everyone else.
Yeah. Like, I'll do my best. We can all do our best, and then hopefully people will just donate, and modders will get some payment for what they've done.
Well, that's why I added that new segment, the Mod Mini Spotlight. I figured we could do our little part on the DayZ podcast with sharing the information about the modders out there. Because so many people just look at it and they probably don't even know who Helkhiana is. They probably don't even know who Mass is. They probably don't even know who bloody Dumpgra is, and all the rest of these people creating some amazing fucking mods out there. Like, coming back to the complicated thing, I know what you're talking about there, you know, that they people might get upset because they didn't get a mention by the Running Man or something like that. But when I shared the tweet of and I linked to a bunch of mods, I knew there'd be people who'd probably get their butt hurt because I didn't mention their mod. But I said, fuck it. If they're going to get upset because I didn't link to them, I'm sorry that you got offended by that, but I couldn't link every single fucking mod that and modder that I respect. Otherwise, you know, I said it was a wall of text, but you know, it's IRL. I had other things I had to get done that day. What are you smiling about, Helkhiana?
No, just people in my chat. They used like a DayZ door opening sound alert.
Oh yeah, I love those.
And also, Liquid made a mention about the gender assumption. Usually, when people come into my Discord, I have Suvi and Liquid always correcting them because they're always just coming and just, they bro, man, they just always use these or sir. And, it's kind of also a very important thing nowadays in the online world. You don't know who you're talking to. So I think using a gender neutral word, they, you, it's best to do that if you can. Try to educate yourself. It took me a very long time I'm still working on it as well. When I talk about someone which I don't know the gender of, I just use they instead. But yeah, everyone seems to think I am a man because gaming, IT, computer world is a very male dominant industry. Very normal. That's why I don't really get super offended by it, because I know. But
And the other thing I put it down to as well is that comes back to the argument we had before. It's all about the intention. If it's an honest mistake, then there's no reason to be offended by it. It was, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. She. Again, we give words too much power at times, but yeah. So let's try and change this culture, folks, and get people. One more poll I did. Get people donating a bit more. What did they? No, it's disappeared. I hate Facebook for polls and that, because you can't link to them afterwards. So yeah, we'll move on to the next topic. R.I.P. Chuck. This was actually a little bit of last week, but oh my god, this was a funny fucking moment, wasn't it, Marks?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
So Dancer Jesus tweets out, "I just saw a bear driving down Pushtoshka, like what the fuck?" And the DayZ experimental account, "Chuck, you are in so much trouble if you don't come back to HQ right now." Absolute brilliant tweet. I loved it. I want to know how he got the photo of the bear in the vehicle. But I love stuff like that. There's so much serious stuff happening that sometimes people forget to have a bit of fun. And this was such a good tweet from the other week. Chuck, you were in so much trouble. And then your tweet with the 10-cent money being all used to
buy a bear.
Yeah. No, it was good. If you haven't seen it, you need to follow Dancer Jesus and the Clement Dab and the DayZ Experimental Twitter account. They just had so much fun. People are still falling for the fact that this is a parody account, even though it says parody account, and it's a zucchini as the character, not an actual woman like it is in the picture. But yeah, definitely worth following. Oh, can I enlarge the pic? Sorry, mate. Give me a second. You cancel Twitter. Now that's a cancel culture that a lot of people can get behind. Hey, Helkhiana, cancel Twitter. What did you guys think of the paying for tweets thing now? What are they trying to turn Twitter into? OnlyFans or something? There's no way on earth I am paying for to view someone's tweets.
You sure that's a real thing? It wasn't a troll?
It's a real thing, I'm pretty sure.
I heard about it, but I'm not sure.
It's a real thing. It was on the Philip DeFranco show.
Yeah, I don't think that'll go anywhere. I couldn't see it going anywhere anyway, personally.
Look, it will. People will do it. There will be the thirsty boys and girls who follow certain people, and mate, people pay for this OnlyFans thing. I don't fucking get that either, but each to their own. There's people making 6 figures a month on OnlyFans, selling booty shots. Good luck to them. But yeah, R.I.P. Chuck. Zombie Lee shared a channel. Now, apparently, this is. So he just told me before at the beginning of the.
Hello, and thank you for watching this video. Today, we're going to start.
Pause it. But I'm going to share this channel because if there's probably the likes of Helkhiana's not going to learn much from it. But for the idiots like myself, Emperor Fox, that's it, sorry, Emperor Fox, who works with Happy Bombs a lot, is doing a series of videos to help people understand the more technical sides of well, extracting game data and mounting a P drive. I don't even know what a P drive is. What's a P drive?
It's just like any other drive. Is you select a part, like a folder somewhere, where you create a new drive, right? So how you have your C drive, B
Yep.
drive, you just make it and give it, this is your P drive, and that's where you put all the extracted game data and your mods. So when you build the mods, it's from the P drive, it's from a common place.
This is an amazing idea because I've long said that one of the hardest things, like for me to start understanding, and I imagine a bit for you as well, Marks, when you first started dabbling in your mod videos and stuff, is just how technical some of this stuff is. And you know, some of you modders, one of the worst things about you is you talk at a higher level than dummies like myself can understand. And I'm literally left going, could you just start that sentence again, please? I lost you after you need to, because yeah, it's like a virtual drive to work on. So basically a partition on your drive. So yeah, I don't even know why you would need to do that, but I'm going to be watching this video later because I need to get a better understanding of this stuff just because of the show. But yeah, I can't thank him enough for doing this, and definitely a channel to jump on board and subscribe with. Let's try and get this guy to 1,000 subscribers ASAP so he can monetize his channel as well and start earning a few dollars.
Yeah, it'd be cool if people make this. A lot of people have asked me to make, because I do streams.
Hello, and
of
thank you for
modding
watching this
sometimes,
video.
But I don't know, making videos is not my strong suit.
Especially if he does good ones that are high quality, because there's a lot of tutorial videos out there that aren't the best quality and maybe don't
Yeah.
explain stuff perfectly. And if he does good ones, he'll grow quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got plans of doing some really advanced shit, Zombie Lee saying in chat.
Good. You should also do not so advanced and just, for maybe people who have some server problems or something as well, do a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
It could definitely reach a lot of people.
Well, we even go back to what Scale Speed has put in chat before. I saw it and meant to remember it, but something that'd be really good, Helkhiana, is one of the things that a lot of people forget about is that people learn in different ways. Now, I'm a monkey see, monkey do guy. I like to watch it being done and then I'll have a go at doing it. Other people can just read the instructions. So with the mods, and especially some of the more complex mods, like Survivor Missions, for example, is quite a complex mod. Toxic Zones is a bit of a complex mod as well. It'd be great if people did a video up and they'll, like Scale Speeder said, had that video at the top of their mod description on how to install and how to customize. That would be something good. And, yeah.
Yeah, there will be, like, obviously, there's a limit to how much us modders can try to teach server owners as well, right? For most of my mods is you install it regularly, just put the ID there, and you do the types. The types is a big issue I'm currently having. A lot of people come and they don't know how to handle them. They have issues with stuff disappearing, and it's because of their types, the XMLs, right? But yeah, I feel like they could be for the complicated mods, like Survivor Missions is a very complicated one. There should definitely be some videos.
Yeah, definitely. It just goes a long way. And even if they're not comfortable doing it themselves, there's people like Mark's. Septic Falcon has also done a lot of videos in the past highlighting mods who would be more than happy to help them out. And, they could do the record themselves doing it, maybe with that person so that they can give them feedback on how to make it more viewer friendly. And then, go about doing it that way. but that would be a winner in my mind. And yeah, a big shout out to Emperor Fox again for starting this channel. And who was it? Dino's doing one as well.
Yeah, Dino's been helping
Dino's
the
DayZ
entire
Shoot.
community. To be honest, he's been doing tutorials on cars, especially. I think that's the most popular thing he's been doing.
Inclement dab. I don't know. I like watching Helk blow up on people in the modders Discord when they ask dumb questions. It's funny.
Yeah, I do get triggered sometimes by some people.
But it's got to be frustrating because again, there's so much of the main feedback you guys get from the DayZ community is fix your fucking mod, or how do I do this, or your mod's broken, it doesn't work. I tried installing it, and that's got to get
I think because like I also went off on someone recently in Mother's Discord. He was reporting a bug with DayZ, and I went and checked it out because I was curious what's that about. And I asked him about it in there, and from the way he was talking, I figured that what he wants to do is because he wants to sell the mod, so the server side mod, he wants to sell it, and that's why he wants to trigger this thing, the sounds on the client on the server side when he should be doing it on the client side. And I was like, I kind of went off in there, and I was like, yeah, good luck. I'm not helping you with your shitty mod.
Oh god.
But yeah, I do try to help people, but I try sometimes the way to say it, to kind of make them think about it instead of me telling them the answer. You know, there's sometimes if they're asked, oh, how do I do this, you know, I just give them search for this, you know, and then go on and deduce from it. I don't want always to give them like a full explanation because they need to learn. If they want to make scripting,
you mentioned that earlier.
They need to learn.
That's good. Teach a man to fish, feed him for life. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Go fuck yourself. It's a good policy sometimes as well, Zombie Lee is saying. Okay. Another poll I did on Twitter. So lots of drama of late re a new DayZ channel that had popped up. That was the Clips channel. But basically, I did a poll asking people whether they think there is a need for a DayZ Clips channel. And overwhelmingly, yes, with permission, 55%. Yes, no permission needed, 14.8%. And then equal, no, it's stealing, no, we don't need this. So basically, 30% of people said, no, we don't need one. 70% of people said, yes, there is a need for one. I still stand by the fact that, yes, we do need one. Because you look at in YouTube, 30,000 views from some NY geek, massive 100 kill montage.
Names all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, not getting a lot of good ones, but
you might want to change montage out for stream highlights.
Oh, 10,000 views with DayZ highlights. Someone stole Summit 1G killing Shroud and got themselves 55,000 views, but that's a bit of a clickbait title. Put Summit 1G and Shroud and anything, and the thirsty boys are going to watch it. And
that one channel that Jaron one just uploads summer clips, whatever game he plays. That channel has it on it.
But the montage ones, I feel are very beneficial to the DayZ community because it introduces people to new channels, Helkhiana. and it's fun to watch them. Those sort of videos, they do well for a reason. Yes, there's a lot of clickbait in the title usually, but people like to watch a bunch of different people playing video games. You know, I used to watch ones of PUBG back in the day, seeing a whole pile
I
of different.
sometimes
Yeah,
did for Call of Duty especially.
yeah.
Before.
The good old throwing montages of people getting trick
Yeah.
shots across the map where it bounces off a pipe and hits someone in the head and stuff like that. We need DayZ parody merch with Chuck on it if that's allowed. I've actually been thinking of maybe doing a parody merch line with the podcast stuff, but along those lines, you know, just some generic DayZ related stuff.
Yeah, I think as long as they just say, you know, Twitch, you know, slash in the name of whatever,
Yes.
if they took it from Twitch or from YouTube, I guess I'm not shouldn't be doing it from YouTube, but as long as they say that and they ask for permission, you know, then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm a
That's
believer
fine.
in that.
Yeah.
To ask permission, respect people's opinion, because I did look into the legalities of it, and yes, Twitch owns some of the copyright, DayZ owns some of the copyright, but ultimately it's the streamer who owns the copyright as well. And Twitch and DayZ or Bohemia Interactive are both okay with people making content from their games. So really the only party in it that you need to be hitting up is the actual content creator themselves. And yes, they do own the copyright and they can strike down your video if they choose to. The thing is, and this is where it's messed up, is by launching a copyright claim, they have to dox themselves. They have to give their legal name unless they've got a manager who can do that on their behalf. So that's why, you know, the Running Man was saying he's not going to do a claim against that guy doing his stuff. He's asked him not to. We'll see what happens, but he's not going to claim it. So that guy is, based on the comments that I saw, is going to still keep on using the Running Man stuff.
100% he will, yeah. He won't stop.
And that's why, especially if you've got a successful channel, Marks, do you have a post office box?
No.
You need to get yourself a post office box, mate, because you can use that
I
as your
need to get one
legal
as well.
address. Sorry?
I need to get one as well.
Yeah.
Because I do the MCAs on Workshop and I have to give my actual address. And you know, when you fuck someone over by taking their mod down, their server down because of the MCA, and they know your address, is
Yep.
pretty
Yeah,
fucking
man,
risky.
Yeah, that's a good shit.
It is. It
yeah,
is.
I'm not sure in UK how I need to do it. What's the process of getting one?
Definitely worth looking at if you're a creator of any sort, folks. Get yourself a post office box so you can use that as your legal address. They're still going to get your name, and if you've got an unusual name, you're kind of screwed. But yeah. Okay.
Lad didn't think about the DMCAs
Yeah.
on Workshop. Yeah, I didn't know for a good while. I was doing it at the beginning. I had no idea the address was given to the other party before, you know, more was involved.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel that's a bit shitty, to be honest. But
And if they're shitty enough to steal your content, they're going to be shitty enough to do mean things to you as well if they know your address.
Yep.
Asmund had a suggestion. So a little over a month ago, a German guy named Hungry, he's got there in question marks, who is also a pro Rainbow Six player, by the way, released an Arma 3 survival mod called Arma 3 Survival. Guys like Anarchy and Psy Syndicate made some videos on that mod. Even though DayZ is vastly superior in every possible aspect, in my opinion, I find it interesting to think why someone would want to mod a survival game from Arma 3 now. Having a game like DayZ that also offers the possibility of modding, and it's already a survival game. I understand that his project started 5 years ago and DayZ modding is possibly since 2019. And maybe he just wanted to finish it, but still, perhaps something interesting could come out of the discussion for any for lack of any other topic. But yeah, it's. Do you know much about this mod, Marks?
I do. I was on it today. I hopped on for. I was only on about 15, 20 minutes, but it uses the generous map, all that stuff. But it is very small. Like there's no HUD, anything like that. It is genuinely really, really good. There is a lot of cool features in that mod that would be really cool to see in DayZ if it's possible to have them added into DayZ. Things like, for example, zombies in that, police zombies in that, for example, they have kind of like armor on and helmets, and they take a lot more bullets to kill than a standard zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, zombies in general, you actually have to shoot them in the head for them to die. And there's other things like ambient sound, like there's birds that make noise and stuff in the game. Now I know there's no birds in DayZ, but just having that kind of ambient bird sound and stuff like that in the game is really cool. Again, remember you were saying earlier on about having a radio on you and you'd get notified if an airdrop comes in. That happens in this. There is dynamic heli crashes apparently in this, and if you have a radio on you, then you'll know when they come in.
Yep.
Other things like being able to search zombies when you kill them. There's stuff like being able to search boxes and all that type of stuff as well. It's really, really cool. I haven't delved much into it apart from that, but it is really cool.
What I'm impressed with Helkhiana is he's got a donate button right up the top here and an installation guide video right at the top there as well.
Yeah, some of these features that you mentioned, I have seen DayZ already. So there's a server called Next Days. They have a lot of custom stuff. I think they're gonna release their trader mod soon. They have that where if you have the radio on, it has to be on. It will notify you of a specific mission area, like an airdrop, or a heli crash in your vicinity. You still have to be pretty close to it. It doesn't like if you're like north, it doesn't tell you of one in south. It's like still ranged, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely possible. Some will be very limited because of the way DayZ is made.
Yeah. Like there was another one there where I don't know. There isn't really like crazy fog in DayZ, is there? It's just
with
kind
expansion
of like,
mod there is.
Is that with expansion mod? I don't think I've experienced an expansion, but with this, in this mod I joined and the place was super foggy. You could probably see maybe a foot in front of you.
Yeah, no, it's not like that in expansion mod. Just a haze.
It gave off just such a really cool kind of eerie vibe because it was at night as well, and you're just like you're trying to navigate. If you didn't know the map, you would be screwed. Like I knew where I was. I was going into Starry at the time, so I kind of knew
that would be a cool weather effect. That would be a cool weather effect. Yeah.
Like it was impossible to see zombies and everything. They just crawl out of the fog and everything. It was super creepy and super really cool. Really cool.
That actually really intrigues me.
The Halloween event, I added fog particles around the area, so it was adding that extra creepy level, but it's still very limited to how much you can do.
Lad saying, when I played on Willowglade with Sumrak, Helk, DOJ and a few others searching in that graveyard, the fog was amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I was mentioning,
Yeah.
At nighttime, with the fog and the dimmer lights, it really added a different effect.
I have, I don't know if you want to see it, but I have a small clip, a video clip of the actual fog from that server.
Yeah, share it on the screen.
If you want to, do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Because it's really cool. Let me just try and get this open without a reason. Okay. It is this one here, I think. Yeah.
There you go, modders. Someone create a mod, fog mod.
So do this. I'll just put this over here and give me a second to share it. Oh yeah, I need to share my screen down here, I'll tell you. Okay, so it is this. Can you all see that?
It's just loading up. Yep, can see it. Oh yeah.
Yep. Right, so let me this was on ultra settings now, everything, and so like you can't see in front of you. You have no idea where you are.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like you could hear the gunshots in distance, but you know, you kind of, it's very creepy.
I got to say though, a foot must be different in Ireland than it is here in Australia.
Well, maybe not for a couple of feet, but you know what I mean.
There we go. That's better. Full screen.
I better say, yeah.
That is good. That'd be so cool. That'd make some amazing interaction. That would be, yeah. It's like the whiteouts on the molesque almost.
Yeah, I think the mask has a lot changed with the light as well, which makes it very different. You know, like the sunset and the sunrise, it just did look very different compared to Jonaris.
Like this is one of the features about looting crates.
Yeah.
So you could like go in and wait for it, and then it would show you the crate and stuff. You can do the exact same thing with zombies. And it did make kind of cool for PvP. Let me show you. It's just here. So it was like one here, and there was another person. You'll barely kind of see him around.
I did watch that video. You put up your meme video.
See the guy there just peeking out of the bushes seemed to my right. I died because I ran out of ammo, but you know, it'd be very hard to spot somebody if they were in a right position. But it's really cool. It's really cool. I can't wait to play it more and keep checking it out.
Good old bullet snap, God, I miss it. Yeah, the bullet snaps in DayZ need a bit of work. Even I'll admit that. But yeah, I think I kind of agree with Asmondian that he probably started it and just wanted to finish it. But yeah, you know, something like that would be quite good on DayZ standalone, as much as they could implement. As you said, not a lot of it there. Well, there's some areas Helkhiana where they couldn't implement just because DayZ wouldn't allow it. But
yeah,
and not that they wouldn't allow it, but it's not for more. Probably I should say it's not capable of doing yet.
Yeah. Another thing is like, because I see here the list of features. So this is kind of, it's going to happen what's happened with expansion. A lot of people are going to request things to be separated because they don't want like everything to be in here.
I know they're also adding a mod, which would be, I don't think it's even possible in DayZ mode, adding a dog or a mod where you can tame a dog.
No, Jacob Mango's working on that at the moment, or has worked on that in the past.
Oh, so it is too. Okay.
Yeah.
I just had a quick look at the behavior, and I managed to make a wolf that was just walking around, you know, sitting down. But then I made the mistake, and I changed the color of that, and to try something else, and I fucked it all. I couldn't remember how I made it. That it was actually working, where the wolf was docile.
You didn't save it back up, I'm guessing.
No. And then I just never went back to it.
Yeah. What else have we got? Let me just go back to the agenda. So Brim didn't record a video for us this week. He must be really, really busy with his new job. But OG Levent shared his video. So the DayZ Highlights channel is up and running, as we saw, and he is on the hunt for your best DayZ clips. So please, if you've got any and you would like them to be used, get in contact with him. Get in contact with him. You know, I firmly feel that not just for yourself, but you know, it's a great way of getting yourself out there to more people than you might have the reach to. But it's also good for the whole DayZ community as well. Those DayZ Highlights videos, and this is an argument I was having with the Running Man, where their appeal comes from is they inevitably end up in the feed of people outside of the bubble of DayZ. You know, the majority of people who see videos that you upload, Marks, and that I upload and so on, they're already inside the DayZ community bubble. But these videos, particularly when they get a lot of views, they start to get recommended to people who watch a lot of those montage clips videos. And then they get introduced to this game where it's not just kill montages, it's the most amazing shit that you didn't think was possible in a video game. So it brings new players and viewers into the sphere of DayZ. So definitely, yep, Zombie, if you've got one or two to add them in there.
haven't
Yeah,
sent the
lad,
one
no,
off.
seriously, even things like that go okay. You know, the bugs, it's a bit of a laugh.
I have one of Adam falling through a crane.
Yep, that'd be good.
I have one of me falling off on those towers on Namalsk, those big watchtowers.
Yeah,
And dying.
Yeah.
it's a great way to promote the game. Absolutely great way to promote the game. Is this a double up? Am I doubling up here? Yes, I am. I've already shown that. I had the same topic in twice. So we are now down to the mod mini spotlight. Well, the mod mini spotlight is this weird name, Red Dead Devil Eyes. I'm certain you've all heard of it, guys, but if you haven't heard of much stuff, the Namalsk Igloo, definitely need to check them out. But definitely your biggest mod is Much Stuff Pack, isn't it?
Yep. That one
Yeah.
is the biggest one. What's it at
Where's
now? 700.
There it is, 708,669. Now just imagine if you were making 50 cents from each one of those. Yes, there'd be probably half that who wouldn't have subscribed, but yeah. I don't know. I still think there's food for thought. And if only 1% of those people donated $1 to you, that would be $7,000.
Or maybe at least per server or something, you know? Maybe make it per server instead of players.
Yeah, we talked about that as well, but then you
Yeah,
get the issue
yeah.
of small servers just starting up. How would they
Yeah.
afford to, you know, if it's $20 per mod they install or something like that? So I think there's need for a discussion to work out better ways, but at the bare minimum, you need to put your donate button higher up the top, like what I do, instead of hidden all the way down the bottom, because they're not going to read past the essential stuff. Yeah, definitely worth checking out some of the other mods that the amazing Miss Helkhiana has got. Content creator mini spotlight, a new channel that I've, well, not really new, but I've been following him, is PNDZA. He's streaming at the moment, twitch.tv PNDZA. He is live. Quickly
Right close to
audio. But he plays on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. And my God, he is going hard at doing it. Live every day this week, 19-year-old music student living in the UK. I love playing DayZ and play it on PS4, PS5. Been playing since release day and got over 2,000 hours in the game, yet I still die all the time. He is very, very motivated. And I've been chatting with him behind the scenes, just giving him a few little tips here and there. I mean, I'm not even partnered, so what's my opinion worth? But I've been really impressed with his commitment to playing DayZ. So definitely worth checking out, folks. Keen as mustard, this young guy is. Brits. Artwork mini creator, Mr. OG Levant. So OG, for those who don't know, is another incredibly talented person who does artwork, who does textures. DayZ streamer, guitarist, 3D artist, game dev, VFX. So if you're ever looking for anything to get done, feel free to reach out and get in contact with this guy. He's very, very keen as well and very, very passionate. Does a lot of, yeah. Also streams on Twitch. There's his Twitch channel. and very active on Twitter. So if you did need to commission him for something, a 3D model or anything like that, he's easy to get in contact with, folks. Let me on the wrong page. There we go. Now, Scotty sent me an article. I don't know whether you guys had heard about this one.
I've seen it.
You've seen it? Have you seen this one, Marks?
I saw it on Twitter. I didn't get to read it though.
Yeah.
I didn't read
I
the
haven't
whole
read
thing.
it all yet. So you read it, did you, Helkhiana?
I just started, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of text.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a lot of text in there, but it looks like it's quite an interesting read. Talking about interactive Bohemia Interactive History #1, built from scratch, and just goes through the history of gaming in the Czech Republic and the history of the company, Marek and Andre Spanel. I'm probably massacring how you pronounce that, but yeah, I'm an Aussie bogan, so. But definitely worth, if you're interested in the company at all, worth a bit of a look. You know, they've even done stuff on the Atari by the look of it.
Yeah, I think they were saying that that's where they started.
I like what Zombie Lee said. Yeah, the history of a company who made a dead game. But yeah, there was. He was at the birth at the cell of the Atari Club in Prague, Straho. First of his first Atari XL. I loved the old Atari. I remember having one of them as a kid. There's that joystick. You used to get a really, really bad blister in the web of your thumb if you played it too long. It was just a joystick with one button. Good old Pitfall
I never
in this
had
food.
those.
Mate, you wouldn't have even
Had
been
one of-
born when the Atari came out, I reckon.
Don't worry, Romania is like 100 years behind usually, but technology is pretty good, but it's just, family.
Yeah.
I remember the first games I played, it was Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
I got sick because I was sitting on the floor playing all day, and I got grounded after that because I got sick, and my mom didn't let me play for like 3 weeks.
Good old Atari graphics. And people complain about graphics in video games nowadays.
The expectation now is
Oh, yeah.
changed.
Oh, yeah. But definitely worth a good read, folks. Go and have a look at it. So we're on to the last section now, which is the guest and host spotlight. Helkhiana, what has been your highlight of the week so far?
I would say the map, the URL.
Yes.
Benny has been working very hard on an update. He's been adding loads of new areas, and honestly, every single time I go on there, I'm just like looking at areas, and I'm absolutely stunned by the skill he has of making these compositions, and it looks like a painting or something. It's crazy. He's working really, really hard, so check out the URL. There's plenty of servers running it. I think I would love more vanilla servers like Day One. Like very, very light modded servers to run the URL. But I just know that it's still currently, in development. So
No, definitely. He's always in there doing stuff with his map. It's like a little passion project of his.
yes, he's working extremely hard on it. There's so much to do on the map as well. You can go in so many places. Definitely needs like big servers, but
Yeah, it's a massive map. I would have to give my spotlight to that as well. I haven't watched any DayZ videos or anything, but I played that map for the first time last week. On the Zero server, so lightly modded, and it was better than I thought. I didn't know what the hype was about at first, but I said I'd give it a chance and go for it, and it was actually really, really good. And I didn't even scratch the surface of what I've explored so far, so definitely have to go back and keep adventuring around the place.
What about, so you've done yours, Mark, sorry. Mine was an amazing video. Let me bring it up and then I'll share my screen. By Toprek. Absolute ball terror of a video. If you only watch one video this week, you have to watch I Trained a Polar Bear to Kill Everyone in DayZ. He also, in the video, he calls it Wojtek. I'm probably massacring the pronunciation of that as well. But I highly recommend watching this video to start with. There it is, the true story of Wojtek, the Polish war bear. And it actually is a true story. Not what he did in the video, but I did put a link to it in the video. No, can't see it.
Link might have got blocked.
Yeah. But if you Google the name Wojtek, it's actually a legitimate story. Wojtek, the bear that went to war. He used to carry ammunition for the soldiers in the war, and just absolutely an amazing story. I won't ruin the rest of it for you, but definitely check it out. But back to the Toprek video, it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Oh my God, he was absolutely brilliant. And that's one of the things I love about Toprek. You know, pound for pound, he's one of, if not the best PvPers in DayZ, but he hasn't forgotten that there's more to DayZ than just PvP. He does weird, funny shit as well in game. And this was Tope loves making a troll video. Exactly. Count Dankula made a video about that bear, I believe. Mate, that the actual bear Wojtek is an amazing story that everyone should know about, even if you aren't Polish by nature as well. A bear that actually worked with the soldiers and used to form up on parade with them, and just an absolutely amazing story. I won't ruin it for you. Yeah. Here is my spotlight. Coming to a DayZ near you. What's this one? Dino's DayZ Tiger, 0.2 alpha. Well, there you go. You've got a link to it, folks. Watch it so you can give him the views. Whoa.
Can you pet it?
Oh, what the hell?
Whoa. Okay, we need a jungle map. Oh, then again, there are tigers in Siberia. So...
It would actually be cool to have a jungle map.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, maybe in World War II or something, yeah.
Huh. Oh, I'm glitching out a bit there, but it's DayZ. We call them features. Okay. We're gonna stop watching it. You can watch it yourselves to get the rest of that one, folks. But that's pretty cool. I see. It's things like that I love. Just imagine putting that on your server and no one knew it was coming, and someone's running along, and the next thing they're being chased by a fucking tiger.
That'd be kind of funny, actually.
That would be fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, definitely a huge fan. One last thing I do want to shout out as well, folks. The video, let me just find it. shareable link. I'll put it in chat. But please go in and submit your questions for Inclement Dab. We will be doing a spotlight interview probably sometime either later this week or early next week. But we need questions. Any questions you've ever had for Mr. Inclement Dab, please jump in and ask them. Post them up there. I don't care if they're funny questions or if they're serious questions. All the questions that you would ask Helkhiana and she would yell at you for. Ask them of Inclement Dab. But yeah, thank you all so much, Marks. It's always a pleasure having you on the show, mate.
Yep.
Looking
Another
forward
great
to
episode.
next week's guest. We will announce in a sec. But Helkhiana, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Been a big fan of yours for quite some time, buddy.
Thank you for having me on. It's nice to come on here, have a chat.
Mate, it's just good to
Show
talk
my
about
face.
DayZ, isn't it?
Yeah.
And and a mixed variety of topics. That's what I really enjoy, is being able to talk about different things and getting different perspectives, because it's easy to get trapped in your own bubble. It's good to hear opinions that differ to your own and get someone else's perspective from it. Like, I can have an opinion about the way modders are treated, but you're a modder, so whose opinion should I listen to the most? Well, you're a modder. So it's always good to get feedback from the likes of yourselves on the things that I think might be an issue, but you and the rest of the modders in the community might not think are an issue. But yeah, it's always good to have people like you on. Having modders on is one of my favourite people or types of people to have on the show. Is just good to help shine the spotlight on you guys a bit more than has been happening of late. Would you agree with that, Marks?
Yeah, I would. They're always good to get the inside knowledge.
Yes.
Of how all these mods works. Very interesting.
And you two definitely need to hook up and look at doing a video on Much Stuff Pack.
Yeah.
And some of the other mods.
Yeah, I'm up for it anytime.
Yep.
Have I sorted out an RSS feed for the show yet? I've got an RSS feed, yes. That's how I get it onto Spotify. So I'll chat with you after about that Scale Speeder. But yeah. Next week's guests, we are going Australian next week and New Zealand. We have the dude Thor, who is a great streamer locally here, who's absolutely killing it at the moment, and also one of the oldest community managers in the Australian and New Zealand DayZ community, a guy by the name of DM4. Don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's a bit of a legend here in Australia. Absolute fucking legend. His Pipsy communities were the go-to communities. They're still popular, but not as popular as they were back in the day. 1SK is the big server here in Australia right now. But the Pipsy communities have been going since DayZ modding, private communities first started. And I'm really keen to hear from him, from his perspectives being a community manager, of how DayZ has changed in the Oceania region in the last 7 years or so. So really looking forward to it. Good old Pipsy service. Thank you once again, Helkhiana. It's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. I'm gonna drop off now. I'll see you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably play some Warzone, DayZ.
Yep. And we will send everyone over to you if you're staying streaming, mate. So yeah, Mark, all the best, buddy.
All the best.
All right.
Till
Have
the next
a nice night, day, whatever.
See you all later.
We'll see you later. Bye.
My heart